I'm Anna Southern, and I'm a single parent with a 14-year-old son, and I live in Auckland. I suppose raising my son. He's kind of become the most precious thing in my life. So yeah, all focus has really been around him, and especially as I've been living with cancer for 8 years now. So he was 6 when I was first diagnosed. So it's been trying to balance giving him a normal life and dealing with the health condition that I've been living with. So, and I think I've managed fairly well. So I was first diagnosed over 8 years ago. I remember that diagnosis because I was more concerned about picking my son up from school. So they were trying to give me a lot of information about the fact I had breast cancer, and I'm going, okay, thanks, fine, I'll just go and pick my son up from school now. And it didn't hit me until a bit later. I had 4 recurrences of breast cancer, and then 3 years ago I was diagnosed as metastatic with activity in my lungs and in my bones. So the main treatment I've been getting has been hormonal, so I'm just PR positive, so just working with that, and I suppose exercise and nutrition has kind of been an important part of my treatment, and I suppose me having control over what's happening in my life as well. So I think the biggest impact is not knowing how long I'm going to live, how progressive it is. I think can I plan for next year, or should I just focus on this year? And then that impacts my son, so am I going to be there when he's finished school? So then trying to make the most of the time that I've got, and at the moment things are going really well, so I'm starting to look positively to a longer future. So I was made redundant. I had to go part-time when I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. I realised that was part of the life choice I had to make. Reduce the stress. Reduce the stress and the tiredness. So I went to part-time work, and that puts people like myself in a lot more vulnerable situation, because part-timers often get made redundant more quickly. I was working for a not-for-profit, and essentially I got made redundant, and then I got another job, was made redundant 6 months later. Now that's just normal employment. When you're a part-timer, it's more vulnerable. And then recently I was applying for a job, and I disclosed that I had cancer, and that basically shut down the interview. And I realised that revealing things like having cancer can really limit your job opportunities. I think there are a few positives. One of them is that I really needed to look at my life, and I suppose I've changed my lifestyle, and I think that's been a positive. It's unfortunate the circumstances that caused me to do that weren't great. And then I've also been involved with some amazing organisations like Sweet Louise and Medavivers and breast cancer organisations, which I never would have been involved in, and there's just some amazing inspirational women there. So I really value those friendships and that inspiration as well. So, I don't know what my future's going to be, what future medicines I'm going to need. So I really believe that there's a need to have the medicines available, and they need to be funded. I think one of the biggest struggles I have with metastatic cancer is the financial struggle, and it impacts on a lot of areas. Being able to buy good nutritional food's getting more expensive, even to do exercise. I am a dragon boater, so I do dragon boating, and I'm fortunate that that's subsidised, but even to get involved in a lot of sports, it costs money. I think it's really unfair. I know there's a really big balancing act, but I think if Australia's in a position to be able to provide them, I think New Zealand certainly needs to be looking a lot more closely at those things. If there were were drugs that came up that were suitable for my treatment, I just wouldn't be able to go there. I don't see a way of being able to fund it. My immediate one is to see my son finish school. And yeah, I just think, you know, on a more global basis, or New Zealand especially, is just, yeah, people having more access to, you know, a lot more of the health options that are currently provided overseas.